I'm not Julia, but I'm here to talk about making pecans the very best they can be. Very simply, when I'm done with this, you will agree or disagree that this little technique will make the best pecans, and as far as that goes, just about any nut, a better tasting nut, a more nutritious nut. So that's the goal today, is to demonstrate how this works. Now, me and pecans go back a long way. I remember, little kid, we had this old-fashioned nutcracker mounted on a cabinet door in the kitchen, and we take turns cracking nuts. And it was every time about November, and I think that's when the season comes in where they start producing, they harvest them. And my dad would come home with a whole bushel of pecans. I never figured out where he got them, but I do now. There's a community that our family is from down in Miami County, outside of Paola. And all the way from there, all the way through Lacine and all through that area that's just thick with pecans. And there's a fellow by the name of Leland Prothy who owns a farm there, and that's a relative of ours. And he's the one who supplied us with the pecans. But before I get into that, I want to show you or tell you about what you would normally go buy. This is something I picked up a couple nights ago at Costco. This is what you put in your baking, chop them, eat a few of them plain. But it's also the reason you probably want to candy them, spice them, because they really don't have much flavor. If you want to, I'm not forcing anybody, if you would take the little container marked A, that is the Costco pecan. Little taste test. And I'm hoping you'll have a better experience than I did. I don't know if anybody has participated in these taste tests where you mark down, I did it one time for the fun of it. And they gave me cookies. And they brought out like 10 different cookies, and I swear I couldn't taste any difference between them, but it was something about their marketing. They never invited me back because I didn't see the nuances in it. But with the pecans, I'm hoping that you'll see a little difference. These come from a long way away. They're not marked anything, just fancy. They come from Mexico, which is a long way. And the thing about them is, and nuts in general will tend to get rancid pretty quick. So these have been sitting on the shelf, who knows how long. So that brings me to container B. Those came from the farm. I just was down there right around Christmas, and if you want to keep them fresh, freeze them. I bought like 50 pounds of them, went to see our family relative, and it was quite an experience. I was actually getting close to the source. It was really fun. My brother and I went down just to visit him, and he sells pecans all over the area. You can find him at the Overland Park Farmers Market. Just a great guy, about 85 years old, and has been doing this all his life. And he does not have a farm that he has to cultivate. He just has pecan trees, and I think he inherited it from his parents. But there's what you'll see when you get there, trees with pecans hanging off of them, with all the different layers and everything on there. And it's quite a trip. You talk about retail, what a difference between that and Costco. You have to go down to this little road like 338th Street on Victory Road out in the country, and you have to find his address. The GPS won't get you there. And his farm is all settled in, so you can't really see it from the road. You pull in a kind of a muddy, gravelly path, and just above one of the outbuildings it says Prothy's Pecans. And you think, boy, he's probably sitting in there cracking them, and not much technology or anything involved with this. But when you walk in there, it's fully automated. He's cracking these nuts taking them from this to a cracked nut like this at 400 pounds an hour. I mean, it just pop, 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 beats that hand cranker thing that we used to use as a kid. And then he can process it even further and sell them to you in halves or cracked or whole, however you want them. And then he starts describing, how do you get them out of the tree? But he has a tractor that he backs up to the pecan tree, grabs it by the- and shakes it. Just like that. And then he has like a golf ball picker upper, like you see, and he runs along. So it's not a lot of labor to it, just a gravy train. I go, man, when you retire, I'd like to do that. I mean, that would be a great job. He started sharing about how they came across. And first it was the Indians, and they planted them. And he'd tell you the whole history of where pecans came from in that area, how it all got started. Fascinating. Let's look at number C. Did D taste any better than A?
Oh, much
Yes.
better.
It did?
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
So you got,
Amazing.
now this one is a process of taking the pecans and soaking them in water. And with a little bit of salt. And you'll see, this is what comes out. This murky brown stuff. That is what I would call phytic acid, enzyme inhibitors, and that real bitter thing that comes, that's in the shells itself. If you can get that out, you have the healthiest nut you can ever imagine. Because it's in there. The things that are in there will block the ability of your body to absorb the nutrients that are in this nut. And it's loaded with all kinds of good stuff. The fats, vitamin E, on and on and on. So if you do this, you'll have the very best nut. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Is that last
amazing.
one
Absolutely.
has taken all those
Oh, sugary.
bad things out, and he has really got quite a business. What I've done with this is just had fun. We make them by the bunch. And today, this is what I give these people. Today, I'm going to pick out somebody and give them a gift for putting up with me. Shannon. Last night, she has to evaluate this speech.
That's delicious.
That I'd like to practice with demonstrating a bit, and time went so fast, I can't believe it. Pecans done right.